Okay, take it easy. He didn't say you had anything. He just doesn't like the spot on your x-ray, that's all. Doesn't mean you have anything. Don't jump to conclusions. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You're in the middle of New York City. This is your town. You're surrounded by people and traffic and restaurants. Thank God, how can you just one day vanish? Keep calm. You're gonna be okay. Don't panic. I'm dying. I'm dying. I know it. There's a spot on my lungs. All right, now take it easy, will you? It's not on your lungs. It's on your ear. It's the same thing, isn't it? Oh, jeez, I can't sleep. Oh, God, there's a tumor in my head the size of a basketball. Now I keep thinking I can feel it every time I blink. Jesus. He wants me to do a brain scan to confirm what he already suspects. Look, I'll make a deal with God. Let it just be my ear, okay? I'll go deaf. I'll go deaf and blind in one eye, maybe. But I don't want a brain operation. Once they go into my skull, I'll wind up like the guy with the wool cap who delivers for the florist. Relax, will you? Your whole life you run to doctors. The news is always fine. That's not true. What about years ago?
I'm sorry to say, Mr. Sachs, that you cannot have children.
Gee.
Is there no chance?
Well, naturally, this doesn't mean that you can't have a normal sex life, but Mr. Sachs' tests indicate that he is infertile. Small sperm volume and infertile.
Wasn't there anything I can do? Push-ups or hormones?
I'm afraid not.
Well, I gotta get a second opinion.
This is the second opinion.
Well, then a third opinion.
I realize this is a blow. My experience is that many very fine marriages become unstable and are destroyed by an inability to deal with this sort of problem. I hope you won't make too much of it. One can adopt children, and there are various artificial methods of fertilization.
I'm so humiliated. I don't know what to say.
Could you have ruined yourself somehow?
How could I ruin myself?
I don't know.
Ruin myself?
Excessive masturbation?
Hey, you gonna start knocking my hobbies? Jesus. Maybe you can adopt a child. You said you could adopt
Well, what
one.
about artificial insemination?
What are you talking about?
You know what? I would get implanted from a donor.
A stranger?
Yeah, they have these banks, you know, where they keep them frozen.
You want a defrosted kid?
I
Is
want
that your
to
idea?
experience childbirth.
With a stranger?
Just think about it. That's all I ask.
Oh, that was a wonderful show. I think that's the best show you two ever wrote.
Well, the funniest show that Mickey and I ever did was the one we won the Emmy for.
Yeah, I think as far as laughs, just plain laughs, you know, that was probably the best thing that we ever did.
Yeah, it was funny. It was very funny. But the show about the two Frenchmen, now, that was funny and it was warm.
We got that idea on that trip to Paris.
Right. Do you remember that summer in France? Hannah, you had jet lag for 6 straight weeks.
Yeah, but it was, you know, I guess we had fun when we were there, you know. It's just,
Sorry, coffee. Listen, you guys, what's more? We had something we really wanted to discuss with you.
Yeah. Jeez, this is very delicate, and I only bring this up amongst friends, you know? I mean, this should not go any further than this room.
I'm all ears.
Hannah and I can't have any children. Now, I don't want to get into whose fault it is. It's my fault that we can't, and the details are too embarrassing to...
We've decided after a lot of discussion that we try with artificial insemination.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that I like that idea myself.
I didn't really want to, you know, go to a sperm bank or something, have some anonymous donor. I just, you know, I wouldn't want that.
Right, we felt if we were going to do it that we would like somebody who we knew and who we liked and who was warm and bright.
You can say no, you know, feel free to say no. We realize it has all kinds of implications.
Yeah, the point that we're making here is that we need some sperm.
Gee. Well, my first reaction after the initial shock is flattered that you'd ask me.
Yeah, well, I would be the father. You would just have to masturbate into a little cup.
I can handle that.
Obviously, we wouldn't have intercourse.
Gosh, listen, I've got to tell you the truth here. I'm a little uneasy about this.
You know, I know it's a lot to ask.
Well, I feel for you. I do. I'm going to cry. You want my husband to have a child with you?
Yeah, don't answer now. Just, you know, take it home and think about it for a while.
I gave blood before, and clothing to the poor.
Okay, Norman, listen, I really want to talk about this at home. I think it's a matter for your analyst and mine.
And maybe my lawyer.
You know, we understand completely if, you know, if you feel you'd rather not. I didn't mean to spoil the evening. Now let's move on to another topic.
So you had my ex-partner's baby. Twins. And maybe that did cause some trouble, but I think we were drifting apart anyhow. Now, instead of man and wife, we're just good friends. Boy, love is really unpredictable.